Namaste all, I'm Sean. Thank you so much for joining me as I guide us through a Dharma talk on samskaras. So just to give a little definition of samskaras, it could be our lens of perception, they could be our impulses and our impressions that contribute to our individuality. Samskaras are our unconscious behavior that we carry through life, through an active life. So through meditation and through yoga, as we find more and more snippets and lengths of stillness, we can understand and start to eliminate and exterminate these I can'ts, or the self-doubts, or the self-negativity. Samskaras are hand-me-downs, right, and how we learn and grow. So from our teachers, from our parents, from TV, from our own personal experience as we grow from an infant to a child, from a child to a teen, and so on and so forth. So with that being said, a lot of the times we find ourselves challenged or frustrated, whether it's on or off of our mats, through the obstacles of life. These patterns are not even, from us. Again, they're ingrained by our parents or by someone in our life. Again, teachers, older siblings, or something that taught us. And when this is great, how we learn and grow, we also learn and grow with these unconscious patterns and behaviors that are not so healthy for us. So my TTL, or my thread that I would like to, or my theme that I would like to thread/weave throughout our practice today, is begin to come back to yourself. Begin to come back to yourself, because when we start to wander into perfection, when we start to wonder, are we even doing things right, or are we even doing things for the greater good of ourselves, and why are we doing these things, and there's never going to be a way out of this challenge, right? If we can really start to understand, like, well, wait a minute, I'm a light being, I'm compassionate, I have perseverance, I have discipline, like, why would I not be able to get through challenges? We can really start to feel these samskaras. We can start to exterminate, and then we can start to heal from these patterns in our minds, right? Allowing us to see the I can't to turn into the I can. It's a very simple but effective one. But also, will this challenge ever get easier, to, I know if I just stay the course, this challenge will just be like any other challenge that I can push through. So begin to come back to yourself, because the I can'ts and the it'll never happens are not who you are. The compassion and the strength and the trust is who you are. So begin to come back to yourself. That's yourself. This is important to me because right as I was starting my yoga journey, I recently had purchased a new car, used car, but new to me. And a couple days later, I had to take it right back to the dealership to get it fixed. And basically, I was already setting myself up for failure, because I was saying things like, if they don't tell me this, then I'm going to do this. So I was already setting up an expectation of, well, if this happens, then this is going to happen. And that is never a good thing, right? We kind of have to be in the moment to experience it, acknowledge what comes up, and then try to release it the best we can. And in this situation, I did not do that. I was told what I didn't want to hear, and I basically word vomited and yelled and expressed how, all of my feelings onto this person, and what I unconsciously, I might add. And as I started to come out of it later on throughout the day, my anger and frustration started to fade. These feelings of guilt and the feelings of, that's not who I am, and who was that person, is never a great feeling. So throughout your practice today, I encourage you, when you start to find yourself, beating yourself up, or thinking that things should be easier than they are, or whatever it is, begin to come back to yourself. Show yourself love. Show yourself compassion. We're going to weave this theme into lots of different postures, like plank holds, downward dogs, there's going to be a point in time where I set up a few postures for you, and we'll go through them together, and then you'll flow those few postures on your own, 1 or 2 rounds, and in that sense I'll start to weave more of our Dharma talk in and beginning to come back to yourself. In that moment you can take postures that feel good to you and that activate your conscious and your action in creating a greater self. So I'm going to choose the peak posture headstand to weave all of this together in, because in headstand you find yourself challenged, you find yourself saying, I don't know if I can do this, and so we'll work through the steps to get through anything that's uncomfortable. We work through the steps to get through those underlying patterns, because if we're working from fear, then we have to break through that with our perseverance and with our trust. So let me know how it goes. Drop any comments below, and I'm looking forward to hearing your take on samskaras and how you heal and get over them. Namaste.